They are in the slaughterhouse every single night except on Holy Thursdays and Good Fridays. Because there are no night classes, all of them have dropped out of school. Dio's story is not rare. There are several million child laborers scattered all over the country. Most of them live in the countryside, working on farms and haciendas. They are called jornal, itinerant laborers hired to work on vast sugar plantations in Ormoc. Like the sugarcane peasants of Negros, they have no land and they scratch out a living from hacienda to hacienda. Wherever there's planting or harvest to be done, or perhaps weeds to be cut, these laborers are there. After working in one hacienda, they go for work in another. Entire families move from place to place, including the children who carry with them long machete knives. With their machetes, these boys cut the weeds and cogon that grow near the sugar cane. Most of them are aged 13 to 15, but even the younger children can be of use in the hacienda. Delena is 10 years old. Her work and that of the other smaller children is to gather the weeds that were cut by the older children. Later, they will throw away the weeds. Delena has been working at the hacienda for 2 years. 3 of her brothers also work with her. But her parents are not here. Delena says her mother only comes over to collect the wages she and her brothers earn.
Sa imo pag-hornal diri unsa may mga lisod nga trabaho?
Usahay lisod paghakot.
Hakot sa unsa?
Siot.
Siot.
Kanos aman na lisod maghakot sa siot?
Kanang udto.
Delena and the others make 26 pesos a day. The foreman says the smaller children get paid only $1 a day because they can only do so much work. Delena still wants to study, but her mother made her quit school. She says she did not even finish first grade.
Paskilahan unta ko. Tulo ka adlaw usahay do kaya. Kuan sa tulo sa adlaw ang trabaho.
Sugot ka ana?
Sugot unta.
Na manong iundang man ka.
Paundang ko.
I have heard this story before from other child workers. During the planting or harvest season, their parents get them to skip school a day or 2 a week. So the children spend 3 days at school and 2 days at the hacienda. But when there's more work to be done, the children now spend 3 days at work and only 2 days at school. Until finally, they are made to stop schooling altogether.
Anak lang nga. Trabaho lang para kaimpasta sa utang.
Binyag dili mo manarbaho?
Panalan.
Di ka po'y nakapanghornalen. Gusto na ka mo undang? Unsa may imong gustong buhaton?
Eskwela.
I cannot forget the look in Delena's eyes. She is only 10, but she seems so weary of life. But despite everything, Delena still believes that her parents love her. She says she has come to accept everything because her family has a large debt to pay. How could it be that a child like Delena bears the burden of her family's debts? What kind of life do they go through, these children who work on the sugar haciendas of Ormoc? The children say there is no permanent work to be found at the hacienda. When the planting is done and the soil has been fertilized and the weeds have been cut, they just wait for the cane to grow until harvest time. In between these seasons, they have no work. No work, no wages. To survive, they borrow rice from the haciendero, the owner of the hacienda. By harvest time, they are deep in debt. Once upon a time, a haciendero had these houses built for his workers. This is where the child laborers live, children like Sito, 14 years old. There is no water here. It has to be brought in from far away. There is also no toilet, and what is left of the roof no longer provides real shelter. Sito's mother and father are both workers on the hacienda. Sito's father is only 45, but he has been disabled from falling off a truck carrying harvested cane. Sito decided to join his mother and work on the hacienda, if only to add to the 40 pesos she makes a day. Sito quits school.
Ako, wa ko magkuhan nga mo trabaho gid unta ang ako anak ba sa kuan ba ang ako unta gid gusto mo eskwela siya. Karon day usa ka kuan nga pag-eskwela niya kini ang kuan ing siya ma di na lang ka kum eskwela mo hinadtong grade 3 pa siya. Ko eskwela dong kay man na maka grade 6 kay yawat na bala nga na adi ay ta makatutrabaho ta og gamay niya makangadto na ko sa high school. Siya kana na ang murama na ang kuan kaayo may murag di sa kaayo ko kakaya sa kanang mga leksyon ni ko kamao kaayo.
Like Sito, many child workers find their lessons difficult because they are often absent from school. When they can no longer catch up in class, they drop out. Sito's father and his grandfather could not escape the desperate poverty of life in the hacienda. Sito quit school after 3rd grade. Chances are he too will suffer the same fate. A child worker today, a hacienda worker for life. Sito's future is bound to the cane fields and to a never-ending cycle of debt.
So nang may trabaho din sa hacienda. Kay tagas ng tubo sa may gunahon nga tagas ng tubo.
Ya, dili maglisod ang mga hornal wa na patrabaho.
Naglisod kita. May pautang mga bukas atong una pa tong buwan ika kunar ka buwan ika 5 na ka buwan ya wala sa nagputro utang.
You can tell by his eyes and the way he speaks. He seems no longer a child. At a young age, these child workers worry about whether there will be rice to cook for lunch or supper. But when you look at their build, you will mistake them for much younger children. This boy is 14, but he looks only 10. The children say it's because they work so hard but eat so little, so they do not grow as they should. This is not all the children must face. There are other risks in working on the hacienda.
Bakit kailangang matalas na matalas ang mga machete nyo?
Pero putong sagbot ug habulan na dugay kay kaka putong sagbot. Sumot nagipigipi piyong ra basta di maputol og mamatarasan. So punta sa kapatas. Nakadlaw na. Abtan kasi mo oras sa talaga habulan ng matiti. Nakait. Mao ko sa iyo. Isig kauban nga dugay kay kakaputol. Mo sa kapatas kasama sa kapatas di kanon tayman na. Murano sa kapatas. Ano sa kapatas noon. Garas tipo kahapon. Sa mga nagkauton na. Katuro ba kayo gusto magaras na. Dugo ra ba gamay. Ito meron noon. Badlis. Ito walok mo sama sa matiti. Di tawadok mo masama tos matiti ka na dabang garas ras tubo.
Lagi tayo masama sa machete.
Ay, daghan. Kasi kana dahil siya saransan.
Richie Saransan. He was only 10 years old when he started working on the hacienda, cutting grass and applying fertilizer. After a year, he was harvesting cane. Now that he's 15, he can do any kind of work that's needed in the cane fields.
Buwagay, gagmay pa kayo. Trabaho na. Pagkudapit ka daw sa Machiti. Nubo na. Ang magguna. Kuyog mo na samahan. Tabang ba kuyog? Guna-guna. Lagi say nga hago yung kay nga init. Lingiingid kay nga init ba? Nya mo kalit uwan. Pagkagabi na. Laki na kaya rukuan. Maran ako takigan. Pero ang mainom ra ko ng tablitas, mutang ako inahanog ako nanay og tablitas nya. Di mana aw, mayar po lang Ginoo mawara pagka ugma tubo na sad. Karga. Nausay makautang mi. Siguro mig trabaho patay-patay. Pagka Sabado, sildo naman gina kubraho namo. Na ihatag na intrigal na ko sa inahan. Pag ana, di may tagaan kay adik ko tagaan kay kuan man nama may utang na itang karon kay niagi mi karon si manahag sa gatos amo konsumo 200 pagkasunod si manana maniguro mig trabaho patay-patay trabaho jud pagka Sabado di gyud mo taga kwarta kay ang amo utang nakautang mi atong pag atong niaging si mana kay kuwang man may lurag mga kwarta palay pat bugas ya ilang mahog sagdan disable ug bunargo audit bull.
I don't know if Rich is just trying to be funny. After all, we Filipinos are like that. If we think we cannot change a situation, then we joke about it. Many would say, children have to work if that's the only way families can survive. What will they eat if they don't work? And how can child labor be bad when children are only helping their parents? They say, there are millions of child workers, but it's natural for a poor country. There's nothing to be alarmed about. Could they be right? Does wrong become right because people accept it? I traveled from Ormoc, bringing with me the pictures I took of Sito and Delena, and the questions that troubled me. What will happen to them? Don't they have the right to play or to go to school just because they are poor? I found